Wazam, it's your boy, Lavazam May. Looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. And we are here today. We are here to talk about sports, baby. The thing we all love, the thing we all cherish, the thing we all know we appreciate. And I want to thank y'all for anybody listening. It's a good morning, Monday morning. It's the Monday morning quarterback. I know we got a little early today. Well, we not out early. Y'all out early, going to work, taking care of yourself, eating lunch, eating breakfast, whatever you're doing at this moment. I really do appreciate y'all for stopping me in and listening to your boy talk a little bit about that college basketball, not football. We can talk about college football, but college basketball and NFL and NBA. And there's some interesting stuff going on. But let's go back off last week's episode because we got a review. We really have to review these things. And one of the review is, I said I went with my gut. And my gut, for the most part, was right for half of it. Half my final four was right, and the other half, well, I got three. I think I got three right. I think I said Villanova, North Carolina, and Duke. I think I picked Kansas to lose. I think I picked Kansas to lose to... Let me see who I picked Kansas to lose to. But I picked Kansas to lose last week. And that's on me, man. I made some mistakes. I'm not perfect. I'm off. I picked Miami. Picked Miami because I wanted to upset. But I didn't pick Miami to win the Elite Eight. Yes, I did. I picked Kansas to lose before the Elite Eight. I'm trying to see who I picked them to lose to. I picked Kansas to lose to. Trying to see who I picked. I picked Kansas to lose to. It wasn't Texas Southern. Hold up, did I pick Kansas to lose? I'm trying to see something. I made it too big now. I'm trying to see who I picked Kansas to lose to. The bracket went like this. I had Villanova beating Michigan. I did have that. I had them actually beating Arizona. I had them beating Houston. I did have them beating Houston. I picked Kansas to lose to Providence. I don't know why I picked Kansas to lose to Providence, but I did. I picked Miami to beat Iowa State, of course, and then I picked Providence to beat Kansas. Was that right? Or did I get that wrong? I don't remember. But anyway, I got the second half right. Going Duke, North Carolina, and I get the game I want. The battle of the blue bloods. Literally from Carolina, they blue-blooded. That's what they are. They blue-blooded teams. And man, yo, listen. Are you excited? Coach K's final season, he had to go against North Carolina, right? He had to go against North Carolina. He had to. He had no choice. He has to go against North Carolina. Because this is going to be, for the first time in a long time, one of the biggest games in Duke history, right? You going against your rival. Not only are you going against your rival, the last time Coach K was in his last home game ever was against North Carolina, and they beat him. This is like fairy tale, right? This is fairy tale right here. This is what dreams are made of. To be able for Coach K to give this actual speech. And say, we will play better. We will play better. We will show a better result of what we did than we did tonight. And then do it in this final season. It's like storytelling. It's like the perfect story. It really is. It's like the perfect story going all around. Coach K loses to North Carolina, his final home game ever, and all that history he had there, and all that final game, last moments, and all of a sudden you just hear that we're gonna do better. This was unacceptable. Tonight was unacceptable. We got caught in a moment, and then to go in the NCAA tournament and to make the Final Four and play North Carolina again. Again, this is not just a regular team. I don't want people to understand. I don't want you to misunderstand. This is your blooded rivalry. This is your blooded rivalry since the 60s. This has been the one team consistently in Duke's way in the ACC. This is the blue-blooded team. This is the team with history. This is the team that had Michael Jordan on it. This is the team that had James Worthy. This is the team we had this legendary games with when Grant Hill and Christian Laettner was playing. The only way this could be even cooler if they were playing UNLV, if you know, you know, in the championship game as well. This is the game we want in the Final Four. This is the game NCAA wants in the Final Four. This is the game CBS wants, or Turner. Whoever has the game, this is the game you want. This is the game you should want. This is literally probably the biggest college basketball game in probably 20 years. I can't think of one bigger. Maybe the Syracuse UConn game back in the day with 3 overtime, but it wasn't hyped before it. It wasn't as hyped before, even though we appreciate Syracuse and UConn because they are big name, but they blue-blooded too, or orange-blooded, whatever you want to call it. But they are staples in college basketball. But it's not Duke and UNC. The history, bro. If they do a video, how did WWE do a video package for y'all and just go over the history of Coach K and UNC? Or just the rivalry in general? And to have it in your Final Four of your tournament? I wonder what the ratings going to be for this game. Because I always talk about college basketball as one of the struggling sports to talk about. But, of course it's struggling because they don't have these storylines. Coach K last game versus North Carolina should be a big one. We should really be excited for this. I'm excited for it. I hope it lives up to the hype. I hope everybody step up and do their own thing. You know what I mean? I hope we have a great experience. You know what I mean? I hope we have a great fan experience. I hope college basketball can get back on the wire and do some amazing things. Because I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I am totally looking forward to what happens next. And I wanna know what is next for college basketball. What is next? And we got to talk about what's next because we got to talk about who we think going to the championship, right? We have to think about who we think is going to the championship. So in this, we got to talk about the other games, of course. We have Kansas versus Miami. First half was amazing. Miami had a slight lead going to halftime. I think they was up. I don't remember how much they was up, but they was up about 4 or 6 points. Then I remember it because it was like at one point it was like 50-46. I want to say. I hope I'm not getting my games confused, but it was 50-46, I believe. And then all of a sudden, I look up and Kansas got a bunch of and ones up 57-50, and they never really looked back. They never really looked back. Not 57-50. It was something like 47-40. I'm sorry, it's Monday morning, but yeah, I can look it up real quick. But the game, let's see, look at the box score, so I'll make sure I got these. So I got the scores right. Let me look at it real quick. Let me look at the box scores. I'm trying to look at the box score for
No more
everybody.
busted brackets. I booked the final fortune teller and got 1.5%.
They don't really do box scores, but yeah. Let's talk about this. It was the final score was 76-50. Miami shot 39%. The second half they got completely shut down. Agbaji scored 18. McCormack scored 15. If you're on McCormack, 6 for 7, 4 rebounds. Wilson had 11 rebounds, only had 5 points. He was 1 for 8. He struggled and they still dominated. Braun had 12 points, 4 for 9. Lightfoot came off the bench really strong for Kansas. I guess he had a strong first half. I remember that. He had a very strong first half. And I'm just looking up some other stats for the game. Kansas Jayhawks, Miami. I'm trying to see, make sure I got this score right, because I remember, I'm trying not to get my games confused. NCAA men. Do they not have it on here? Oh, there you go. I'm trying to look up the game for us so we can get a full overview of this whole thing. I should have had this up already, but I had a bunch of other things. Let's see, scores. But yeah, man. Kansas State. Kansas, Villanova, North Carolina, Duke. The whole thing is known teams. So that's the most amazing thing about it. Everybody's known in this tournament. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's known here that's playing. Probably. This is not the one I'm looking for. Like, everybody you see is known. It's not like an unknown team. You have Villanova and Houston, which was by far the best game of the weekend. By far. Saturday game was way better than yesterday's game. Let's get that out of the way. You had, let's see, who played well in this game. Moore played well for Houston, but everybody else kind of got shut out. Daniels came off the bench for Villanova, had a big 12 points, and Samuels had a good game starting. But that was a big win for Villanova and Houston. I don't think people really care about that game, so we're going to review. We are improving, We just got to keep going what we're doing, but I'm trying to look at this score by score. But North Carolina blew out St. Peter's. They destroyed them. That's one. I saw somebody say this. I want to talk about this. Somebody said, I don't like Cinderellas because they end up getting blown out in the biggest moments. Because overall, they talent, like the whole situation just becomes like, okay, we really way more talented than you. Unless you got like a Steph Curry or something. We are way more talented than you. So we overcome you with our depth and our size. Even if you do got like a star player, unless you got Steph Curry, of course, and from Dayton that year, you got a special player that may be underlooked or undervalued, and he develop into something amazing. It's usually a problem for the Cinderella team later on when depth and the hot streak up. It usually starts during this time anyway, about the Elite 8, Sweet 16, because you done had a few weeks off and all of a sudden your rhythm gone and you hot right now, but the rhythm gone, and that's why the NCAA usually get some of the best teams to win. Usually wins it. It's not really like, how many times have you seen a team you felt like wasn't one of the best teams in the college basketball to not win the NCAA tournament? Right? Because the hot teams cool off after the 2 weeks off, right? And they might have one more game in them, but after that, they usually fizzle by the Sweet 16, the Elite 8. And not saying the teams ain't talented, just the amount of highly talented players on the other team. And I got 8, 5, and 4 stars on my team. You got a player that should have been a 5-star. You got one that maybe should have been a 4-star. And them your 2 teams. That's your 2 players. We got 8 of them. And each team that's hard got at least 6. So sooner or later, when one of those players that should have been hot should have been a 5 or 4 star, get cold. What we gonna do then? That's the real question. What we gonna do then? And that's something we can break down. We can talk about. But that is a problem in college basketball and from the Cinderella. But the story is so good, right? The St. Peter story is amazing. I love the St. Peter story. The St. Peter story is absolutely incredible. I appreciate the St. Peter story. Because it's the everyday story. It's the story of you want to root for the smaller team. You want to root for Cinderella. You want the team that wasn't supposed to be there to win. You know it's probably not going to happen. But it's a good ride, right? It's a fun ride. It's an amazing ride. And I think most of the time we forget to just enjoy the ride, right? We forget to just enjoy the story, because it's people now. We got the great memes. We got the guy that looked like the guy from Martin. He's out here shining right now. Hopefully he gets some attention. He get drafted. This is what we look for. This is what we wish we had in college football. I know just saw Deion Sanders complain about it. But the ability for these teams to do it, and I appreciate that, right? They did what they could. They ended up running into a bus off a North Carolina team that seemed like it was destined to face Coach K in his last game. And North Carolina is not your typical low seed. They got hot at the end. They beat Duke in Coach K's last game. It's not like they're trash. But sometimes you just run into a monster. And that's what it is. All right, we're about to take a little break. We'll be back shortly. I'm going to talk a little bit about Baker Mayfield and why he's not getting picked up. And also, we're going to talk about LeBron and them lost a 20-point lead and lost again. Are they in danger of not making a play-in? I appreciate y'all. See y'all. Like and subscribe. See y'all on the other side. Watch this ad. It's going to show y'all the other side. Everything's in the link tree below. So
you learn the rules to win. And when you learn the rules, you can't complain. For example, you can't complain about a chess game when you're so used to playing checkers. Like, no, this is this particular game. You learn how to play this particular game.
Twan mentioned that void. I feel like a lot of men and women use whoever they are in a relationship with, they're dating, we're going to talk about marriage later on, but whoever they are seeing in a relationship, you try to use that to fill a void.
If we could talk to somebody 2 hours, but then how many people, or our past few years that we've dated, can we honestly say, man, I can legit have just a straight 2-hour conversation with them? Not just FaceTime where the phone's staring up at the ceiling and we doing a bunch of other stuff just sitting on the phone. Not texting, every couple minutes, every hour, but actual conversation with them.
Turning simping into pimp.
What's up, man? It's your boy, man. Look at it. We got that merch. Sell React. Overall 99. Merch link in all the bios. Get that merch. Do you hear me? Kid Creative Players, Sell React, Overall 99 logo. Man Cave coming soon. Just the Fan coming soon. Backseat Gaming, all that merch coming soon. Love you. Peace.
That is probably one of the most manly things you will ever see, because it's not going to be the most emotionally supportive thing that you could ever see. It's
to Monte's point, you gotta realize when you are a support system or when you're a crutch.
I've always had someone someone close that I can let my guard down just long enough to freaking get it out. And when I didn't, like I said, that's what the therapist is for.
Typically don't get a lot of validation or support for the things that we generally do on a day-to-day basis. You really don't. He even brought up one thing that I didn't even think about until then. The first time, mostly when a man gets his flowers, so to speak, is at his grave.
I don't care for Peter Parker all like that. I like his side characters more than him. So I ain't checking for
Tor, real
Spider-Man
life
all
trying
like
to take
that.
your spot, you and Joe.
You got 2 strikes, man. That 2 bad takes in 3 minutes.
Hey,
That man said, I don't care about Peter Parker. That is like Marvel sacrilege.
And
listen,
Definitely Marvel Champions.
it is what it is. Peter Parker
most popular
has
character.
done nothing. Listen, Spider-Man is a failure. Spider-Man's biggest achievements are losing.
The new Batman trailer that has come out, I don't like it.
Oh,
Actually,
we gotta put that on there because the people love that.
That's a hot take right there.
I personally, I hate that trailer. I dang to hate everything that's on. I
Morbius
hate
is the
version
only
of that.
Batman I'm checking for.
I hate.
I'm gonna just be that guy. Listen, I love Marvel, like extremely. Like it's
I'm a fan of whatever I'm not paying for, okay?
What's up, I'm Apple? It's your boy, Alpha May, looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. And I got the merch on today, so shout out to the merch. And you know it's Thursday, so you know it's just a fan.
OVR.
And we're back. Let me get us back to where we were. And we're back. We're here to talk a little bit more about. I know I'm using a new camera, so I'm sorry my lighting looked kind of weird compared to what I normally do, but we're going to get it on track. We're going to get it back on track. So it's a better camera, but yeah, we're going to get it on track with the coloring and everything. So we're going to work on that. But we're coming back from break to talk about Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is the quarterback out right now. He's the one who said, I want to go to Indy. And they like, no, we want Matt Ryan. Like, I want to go to Pittsburgh today. Like, we not interested. Carolina, like, we not interested. I'm hearing people want Jimmy G. John Lynch said they got, I think, 2 offers already for Jimmy G. I think he said they got 2 offers for Jimmy G. Which means Baker's the man left out. Did the Browns just cut him? Did the Browns just release him? What are you gonna do with Jimmy G? Is Jimmy G? I mean, is Baker better than Jimmy G? I would say so, but Jimmy G wins a lot more. You could say that because he was with the 49ers and the Patriots, which are known winning franchises. You can say that. But why? I seen Colin Cowherd say, well, Jimmy G is a quote unquote distraction. He's not mature. He's kind of he doesn't get along with people. One thing I know in life is getting along with people is very important. You should always be able to get along. If you struggle to get along with people, you will not go as far as you should ever go. And Baker is talented, but if Baker doesn't get along with people, even despite his talent, he has a limit. He will continuously have to overprove himself if you don't typically get along with human beings. That's in any field. Even if you're antisocial, you should be able to get along with people, right? You should be able to interact in some way. You should have friendly relations for your co-workers or your bosses. Why? Because, let's be honest, if you have friendly relations with your bosses, your peers, you could be Jeff Fisher and keep a job for 10 years too long, right? You can never win without Steve McNair and then just keep a job forever, right? You're not even that good of a coach, but you can just keep a job because you play well with others. You play well with players. You play well with owners. You're a people person. Doesn't have to be being a people person will get you probably almost as far as talent will, and hard work. Like people, like that's the thing when people say you got talent, you got hard work. You also can be networkable, ability to network, ability to interact. I know people that don't have no clue what they're doing, and they can put themselves in situations and jobs that they have no business being in just because their personality fits with the culture and what people are doing. They have to learn the job, but they are so personality driven that they can woo anybody and they can get in any field they want, despite lacking even qualifications or the talent to do it. And they can stay on that job for a while. They can keep a job longer than I know a talented person can. Why? Because again, they're good with their boss. All they have to do is become decent at what they do. They don't have to know what they're doing. They just have to become decent. Even if they wasn't initially knew what they were doing, even if they didn't initially know what they were doing. You have to be able to do said things. You have to be able to network. So that is very viable. That is the third thing: hard work, talent, being able to network. That's the three things you need in life. At least you probably should have two, but you can succeed with one. But just having one is really hard, right? Even if you have network ability, not knowing what you're doing, having no talent or hard at work ethic. If you have network ability and hard work, you can stay at a job forever. You can stay at quarterback forever. You don't even have to be really that good at quarterback. You can just keep a job. There's people like that in the league right now. It's people literally right now just like that. They are literally simply on a team because they know how to network. There's backup quarterbacks in the NFL right now, third string, who will never play. If it get to them, right? If it get to them and they have the starting two quarterbacks, the quarterback and the backup gets hurt, they will go sign another quarterback and he will play before this guy played. But because he's likable, he's a coach on the field. He keeps up with all the stuff. He's always in the quarterback's ear. He's always helping. He's always assisting the offensive coordinator. He's always doing this. That guy keeps a job. You don't believe me? Look at Udonis Haslam and Jimmy Butler the other day. Udonis Haslam been on this team for years and ain't played. Not saying he wasn't a great player, but again, Udonis Haslam, hard work, ability to be network, ability to be liked, kept him on his team. He's a pillar of the Heat. He's always been a pillar of the Miami Heat. Even though he was talented, he's probably not as he got older. But hey, he got two. He had all three. He wasn't supremely talented, but he had the other two. So he stayed on the team. Like I said, but what does Baker have? He has decent talent. He's a starter. He is a starter in the NFL. I don't know about his hard work ethic, but he's a starter. But he doesn't even lack a networking likability. They dislike him. Like, he put a negative in a category. The way I see people on his own Browns be like, oh, go on there, like it was spite of Baker Mayfield is amazing to me. Like, he didn't just beat networking. He didn't just beat networking. He became disliked. He became disliked. Like I said, he became disliked. It's reached steps beyond. It reached steps beyond just not being able to network. It has reached the step of dislikability. He is now disliked. He is now disliked by his not only his peers, he's disliked by ownership, coaches. Like, this dude is just not well received by anyone. So now he's at a point where it's a negative even on your talent, because your talent ain't good enough. Like, let's say Aaron Rodgers is disliked, right? Aaron Rodgers is a top 2 quarterback in the league in terms of talent, with Pat Mahomes and him and Pat Mahomes in terms of talent. He's top 2. Maybe Josh Allen. So he's a minimum top 3. In cerebralness, he's top 2 with Tom Brady until the NFC Championship game, of course. But he's, to some people, he seems dislikable. I have no proof that he's dislikable by his teammates. Baker, I kind of have evidence from Twitter. Like, Twitter kind of give me evidence that his teammates kind of don't like Baker, and I'm assuming that, but I'm assuming that. But hey, look, listen. I'm assuming, but listen to me. Listen. Jarvis Landry always taking random shots. We're going to talk about him in a minute. But he seems to take random shots too. You know what I mean? Like, are we cool with just the random taking of shots? You know what I mean? So not only that, he seems to not only be disliked by teammates, he seemed to be disliked by ownership. Like, usually you have a side that likes you, right? Usually you have a side that's on your team. Like, okay, I'm liked by this person. Oh, I'm liked by that person. Oh, I'm liked by this person. Oh, I'm at this group. Because it's usually clicks. Like, you usually click up. And that's what you, like, you know what I'm saying? You usually be like, oh, I'm a pro player person. Or I'm pro this. Or I'm pro that. But he is disliked by everybody. So Baker Mayfield is going to, I don't know. Maybe he's a hard worker and talented and he can overcome this. But my God, man. I don't know where he's going. I don't know what he can do. Like, people don't want him. People don't want him. I don't know what you do about that. Speaking of, I heard Jarvis Landry want some ridiculous contract. Like, that one I'm hearing he wants a ridiculous contract. What y'all think? Y'all think Jarvis Landry deserves a ridiculous contract? Like he gotta remember, he got hurt last year. You know what I mean? Like, he got hurt last year. He actually got injured. And unfortunately, that's why people don't do 1-year contracts. That's why people hate the franchise tag. That's why they try to get out, man. They really hate the franchise tag. They don't like it. It's not for them. You know what I mean? At this point. Because if you get hurt, you in the Jarvis Landry situation. You still don't have a job. He gonna get a job now. He's gonna get a job. Let's not pretend like he's some kind of scrub. And he's not really even that good. He's gonna get a job. He's a really talented player, but he's just not gonna get the job we think he should get. Right? It's gonna not be for the same amount of money, unfortunately. Maybe he had to do a 1-year deal like Odell and try to get maybe a 1-year $10 million contract. You know what I mean? Like maybe trying to get a 1-year $10 million contract, just like normal, you know what I mean? But I don't see where he can go. Like Jarvis Landry gonna be on a team, man. Maybe he go to Kansas City. Y'all think he can get 1-year $10 million from Kansas City? Maybe rework one contract, you know what I mean? We know free agency don't mean much. So we're about to go do an ad. I appreciate y'all, but we about to go do an ad. Hope y'all enjoy the ad. We will be back right after this break. See y'all in 4 or 5 minutes.
You learn the rules to win. And when you learn the rules, you can't complain. For example, you can't complain about a chess game when you're so used to playing checkers. Like, no, this is this particular game. You learn how to play this particular game.
Twan mentioned that void. I feel like a lot of men and women use whoever they are in a relationship with, they're dating, we're going to talk about marriage later on, but whoever they are seeing in a relationship, you try to use that to fill a void.
If we could talk to somebody 2 hours, but then how many people or our past few years that we've dated, can we honestly say, man, I can legit have just a straight 2-hour conversation with them? Not just FaceTime where the phone's staring up at the ceiling and we doing a bunch of other stuff just sitting on the phone. Not texting, every couple minutes, every hour, but like actual conversation with them.
Turning simping into pimp.
What's up, man? It's your boy, Lambert, man. Look at it, we got that merch. Sell React. Overall 99. Merch link in all the bios. Get that merch. Do you hear me? Kid Creative Players, Sell React, Overall 99 logo. Man Cave coming soon. Just a Fan coming soon. Backseat Gaming, all that merch coming soon. Love you. Peace.
That is probably one of the most manly things you will ever see, because it's not going to be the most emotionally supportive thing that you could ever see. It's
to Monte's point, you gotta realize when you are a support system or when you're a crutch.
I've always had someone close that I can let my guard down just long enough to freaking get it out. And when I didn't, like I said, that's what the therapist is for.
You typically don't get like a lot of validation or support for the things that we generally do on a day-to-day basis. You really don't. He even brought up one thing that I didn't even think about until then. Like the first time, mostly when a man gets his flowers, so to speak, is at his grave.
I don't care for Peter Parker all like that. I like his side characters more than him. So I ain't checking for
Tor, real life
like
trying to take
that.
your spot, you and Joe.
You got 2 strikes, man. That 2 bad takes in 3 minutes.
Hey.
That man said, I don't care about Peter Parker. That is like Marvel sacrilege.
And
Listen,
Definitely Marvel sacrilege.
It is what it is. Peter Parker
most popular
has
character.
done nothing. Listen, Spider-Man is a failure. Spider-Man's biggest achievements are losing.
The new Batman trailer that has come out, I don't like it.
Oh,
Actually,
we gotta put that on there because the people love that.
That's a hot take right there.
I personally, I hate that trailer. I dang to hate everything that's on. I
Morbius
hate
is the
version
only
of that.
Batman I'm checking for.
I hate.
I'm gonna just be that guy. Listen, I love Marvel, like extremely. Like it's.
I'm a fan of whatever I'm not paying for. Okay.
What's up, Mouth? It's your boy, Alpha Mate, looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. And I got the merch on today, so shout out to the merch. And you know it's Thursday, so you know it's just a fan.
OVR.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It's Monday Morning Quarterback. Hit that like and subscribe button if you want to hang out with your boy. We about to have Unico Williams join us on the line. He'll be here very, very shortly. And we're going to talk about his Lakers. But in the world of sports, like I said, we have some stuff going on. The draft coming up. We had a bunch of receivers run like 4.3s in the combine. They was saying 4.2s. It was official time say 4.3. So you had a lot of those come up. And I'm wondering who gonna get who. We're gonna break this down more in a quicker segment because we're gonna go to the Lakers when Joe get here, Unico. But it's some good receivers, some good linemen out there. So most people went and got their quarterbacks. They took care of that. Kansas City got their line last year. The Patriots got they some of their weapons. They ain't really started nothing in this offseason. But I'm interested to see how the rookie class does. You know what I mean? I want to see how Miami do. How they gonna protect Tua better. I know they got Armstead. Armstead is an elite level left tackle. They probably built a pretty good top 10, top 5 offensive line. I gotta look around the league. But they have at least a top 10 offensive line with Armstead, and they're going to get that center. The Colts lost a lot, so you ain't got to worry about them on the offensive line. They lost their whole tackle situation. They got to find, so maybe they get some tackles. Joe gonna hate me saying that, but it's true, Joe. It is true. The Colts, bro, they lost their offensive line. I know you hear me, Joseph. But yeah, it's gonna be this is interesting. We're gonna finish up with some draft picks and see. I know people be like, you can't replace Tyreek Hill. You can't because he's explosive. But speaking of Unico Williams, he is here now. Let me go bring him up. Unico, how you doing, my guy? We got Unico Williams here today. You gonna raise my thing. Unico, how are you, my guy? I don't think he can hear us yet. But yeah, we talking about some offseason changes. We're about to talk about the Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers was up 20 points again, and they look like now. Don't get me wrong. They look like they are about to. They look like they're about to maybe not make the play-in game. You know what I mean? They look like. I'm just trying to see if we can get Unico back. He's selling some stuff. There you go, Unico Williams. How are you today, my guy? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, Unico. We have a little technical difficulties. Oh, that's not. Unico, can you hear me?
Check.
Hello, I hear you. I hear him. I hear you. A little low though. But yeah, the Lakers appears to be they could be in a little trouble. Yeah, the Phoenix Suns. Can we talk about the Phoenix Suns? I know I talked about them every week, but the Phoenix Suns are amazing. They're an amazing team. They about to break their own. They just beat my squad to get them 61 wins. They 1 win away from. They're 1 win away totally from being the best record in Suns history. They're 61-14. I think the record is 62 wins. And the Lakers are a 10th seed, by the way. The Lakers are a 10th seed. And they only got a game up on the Spurs. That is scary. The Spurs on a 3-game winning streak. The Spurs are on a 3-game winning streak. The Lakers on a 2-game losing streak. And they're only 1 game back.
Mm-hmm.
Unico, as a Lakers fan, how do you feel about this?
It's
not even the play-in, Joe.
It's sad.
It's 10
sad.
seasons now, Joe.
I know the best that we can come up with is saying, well, no AD. Maybe things would be different when we had AD. Well, we don't have AD, but we're supposed to have some people around us that was supposed to make you didn't have to depend on AD. So I don't know. It's sickening though, and LeBron is performing. Like, you don't have too many teams where somebody's the leading scorer in the league and they just got a terrible record. Like that typically doesn't happen.
Yeah, it typically doesn't. It's a weird scenario.
It's crazy. It's ridiculous.
They are the Spurs, bro. Yo, shout out to Pop.
I can't name nobody on the Spurs except for DeJounte.
You can't. If y'all was in the East, y'all wouldn't even be y'all would nowhere near be the playoff. Like, the Atlanta Hawks is 37-37. That's the 10th seed. And y'all 31-43. Thank God. And you might be lucky that Dame got hurt, because Portland is, 4 games back? And you don't think Dame could have won 4 games for this squad that y'all lost to?
It's beyond possible. At this point, I say just send them all down. Bring up the G League players that play for the affiliate team, and then let the regular Lakers roster, let them just go home for the rest of the year. I'm done with them. I'm done.
You know when I knew it was kind of over for the Lakers is when Will Smith slapped Christian. No, when Malik Monk went out for a block, he stole the ball, made a layup. The dude went for a layup. The dude palmed the ball, threw it off his foot, and the ball went out of bounds. And the Lakers got the ball back, and nobody reacted. They were like, and they just sitting on the bench like eating popcorn. I'm like, what the? Like, like, where y'all? This young kid, one of the few young players y'all got on your whole roster. He probably the only player under 30. And he make a big play and there nobody carried on your bench. We ain't talking about the fans. We talking about the players. I'm like, no way. There's
unfathomable to me. It's I'm done talking about him. Anything? What else is happening? I'm sick of it.
We want to get your thoughts on this because we didn't really get your thoughts on this show. Matt Ryan, how you feel about Matt Ryan? We give you done had almost a week, a little bit less than a week to feel how you feel about Matt Ryan till your Colts.
I have higher hopes for him than I did for Phillip Rivers coming in. But another stopgap quarterback. I hope he's good. I guess next year, who's an older quarterback? Probably next year we'll probably try Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I think y'all get him for 2 years. I think they're guaranteed 2 years. He ain't really bad. He get on that skinny post route that he love. Find somebody to run the route because he don't have receivers. But you got T.Y. Hilton and a young baby who's getting better, but Pittman ain't quite there yet. So maybe he take his own steps, but you want one more receiver.
I mean, but this is a much more complete team than the Falcons. So we'll see what happens. I mean, again, the Falcons were just barely missed the playoffs, kind of. So, and they the Colts actually have a defense, and this is a very weak division. Even though the NFC South it was pretty weak, we'll see. We'll see. Got a good chance of winning. I got high hopes for them. I got high hopes this year. I'm not gonna say Super Bowl contender, but they can be a scary team for sure.
How do you feel? What do you think Jimmy G lands? Because John Lynch said he got 2 suitors for Jimmy G. What do you think he's gonna end up landing?
Did he say who those suitors were so they can start bidding against themselves?
He did not. He just said it was 2. So I assume that the 2 teams that's talking right now would say I'm one of them. So I gotta outbid the other one. So I'm guessing.
I would say, I guess the Panthers.
He's a winner, so
could he get on the Steelers?
Well, Steelers got Trubisky. I don't know if they want to pay somebody with that fat contract. People forget Jimmy G got a fat contract. I know it's only 1 year, 2 year left on it, but it's still fat for this 1 year, 2 year.
I mean, if I'm Houston, I'm not even looking to get any type of franchise, anything going. Like, my team is terrible at this point. Like, I got to sit back and lose for a couple of seasons.
It depends on how much cap you need. If you need a field cap, Jimmy G can play. Chances are he's going to get hurt, and then he's not going to play anyway.
Yeah, you're right. But, I mean, obviously, Seattle has a market. But if I'm Pete Carroll, you got to start looking at Colin Kaepernick. Like, why not? Like, any team, like, you just got from under a big contract. You got a whole bunch of picks, and then you're going to get a serviceable quarterback for very cheap. That's how you rebuild a team is you get a few years like they do with the rookies. They get them in year 3 or 4, and they don't really have to pay that much for them. And then that's when you really start building your team, and then you can see how much money's left to give to your quarterback if they play that well. So you get you a cheap quarterback while you building a team and paying people who you're supposed to be paying. Maybe you rebuild the Legion of Boom under a Colin Kaepernick $1.5 million contract. I mean, there you go. You're selling seats and you competitive again. At least Kaepernick might suck, but you can put a lot of pieces around him to keep the games close, and you look competitive, like you're still trying to keep your job.
Yeah. What do you think about Baker? Because nobody wants Baker. Like
Baker is a backup for somebody. He should be wanted as a backup somewhere. I don't know who wants that contract with his level of production. But let's not forget Baker Mayfield. He was injured. He did have a shoulder injury, and he fought through it, quote unquote. So
Jimmy G got
that surgery.
Jimmy G got a worse shoulder injury, and he played.
Jimmy G at least overthrows the football still. You know, he overthrows the ball. That's his problem.
Yo, Jimmy G literally can't throw. He played and he can't throw till I think they said he can't throw till August. Baker can throw like next week. So I'm like, and people still rather have Jimmy G his fat contract than Baker Mayfield. And Baker Mayfield has people don't remember Jimmy G got that porn star contract when he first got to San Francisco, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he got what, 20 million a year for a dude who never plays. And then the people I'd rather have him than Baker. And I was talking about it earlier. I think it's because of likability. I think Jimmy G is more likable. And
as a quarterback, I don't expect much out of Jimmy G, honestly.
But he's likable. You know, like I tell people, likability can keep you around for a long time in any job you in, no matter what.
He ain't did nothing to move me.
Well, to the people you're around, he like I say,
okay.
Dennis Haslam ain't played basketball in a decade, and this man's still on the roster because people like him in my.
But I can at least, that's what I'm saying. But I can at least see that. I can vouch for, the UD thing because I actually see that. Like I don't see Jimmy Garoppolo going up there to the podium and saying anything funny or keeping me entertained. Like if you are at least have charismatic guy or something, and the people outside the locker room can see it, I'm here for it. But he ain't did nothing to move me, so that's why I'm quick to be like
Baker though. I see teammates like throw shots at Baker. Like his whole team just go through the Brown roster and it's just random shots at Baker Mayfield.
He's turned into a Jimmy. He's turned into a Jimmy Cut. Not Jimmy.
Jay Cutler.
What's his name? Jay Cutler. He's turned into Jay Cutler.
So if he ain't got that arm talent that Jay Cutler has, that's the difference.
That's the difference. But
Jay Cutler has elite arm talent. I know that man can throw the ball 70 yards downfield easy.
I agree with that, but I'm just saying he's coming off like that from a characteristic standpoint where you can split up the locker room when it comes to Jay Cutler. I mean, when it comes to Baker Mayfield, you can split up the locker room. Some people want to play with you, some people don't. So,
I don't even know nobody want to play with him. That's crazy. Yo, that man said, "Hey, I want to be traded." They said, "Shut the." I'm like that.
I mean, I'm like, when it comes to basketball teams and stuff like that, like people like, yeah, I want to play with LeBron. I'll go with LeBron. Y'all got the cap space. I'll go play with LeBron. Or I love to go play with Peyton Manning. I don't see no wide receivers out there like I want to play with Baker.
No, they like trying to get away from Baker. Jarvis Landry had an option to make $15-20 million this year. He turned it down. He's a little delusional because he keep trying to say he gonna get more than that. And I'm like, Jarvis, you was injured for a year, dog. People, when you get injured, that's why people don't take 1 year deals, because when you get injured, you don't get nowhere near as much money.
Right.
But they don't really. I don't know nobody that's like, yo, Baker gets hurt and people be like, and that's what it is. And we're the next man up. Like it ain't even like, oh, we done lost the season. It's like, normally when you see quarterbacks get dissed, you see somebody take up for them. You know what I mean? Like when they like, oh, this quarterback, like when Dak get dissed by somebody on ESPN, like his receivers be like, you don't know shit about Dak, he our leader. Tony Romo, that's my quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You'll see it random. They disrespect Baker every day, and not one player be like, yo, that ain't true, man. Baker, good dude. They just like,
yeah, nobody on that team this past year. I don't think anybody stood up for him whatsoever.
Yeah, they be dissing that man all day, and there ain't no player. Even Jay Cutler, I saw some certain players defend him.
I mean, Brandon Marshall was rocking with him all
You know
that.
what I'm saying? You know who? No one. I don't see ex-players. I don't see coaches. They just let that man go through it, dog. And like I said, that's part of life, bro. It's 3 things.
When you're not likable, that happens.
Joe, I told people it's 3 things in life. People know 2 that let you make it in the world. Everybody know hard work, talent, right? It's also a 3rd thing, likability. I was explaining earlier how it's people that don't have a clue what they doing, but their personalities will land them a job they have no business in. And they'll make a lot of money just because their personality rings through to the owner. They have no clue what they doing, Joe. But they'll be like, I'm the manager of this store and I can't even count money. And it's just like, and then the owner of the whole store be like, let the assistant managers do it or something. Like, what? But likability is one thing. Them the 3 things in life you need. You either need hard work, talent, and likability, and preferably you have at least 2 to be successful. 1 can get you places. Having 2 can make you good at things. Having all 3, you're an amazing human being in general. But like that's like once you get all 3, you like The Rock, right? You become The Rock. You the biggest star in the world once you have all 3. Because I don't know, like I said, The Rock wake up and work out 4 hours a day at like 4 a.m. and then go to work at 8. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like what? That's a monster. That man work hard. He's likable and thing. But Baker, man, Baker went on the dislike round, so good luck to him, man. So we're about to get out here. Joe, any last words you want to say? Any thoughts, any sports takes you got before we get out of here?
Yeah, I thought we'd bring up Duke real quick. I just want to bring up Duke. Yeah, shout out to Coach K. Coach, they are winning it all. I'm calling it now.
Who they got? North Carolina, Joe.
And that's a beautiful matchup. That's probably gonna be one of the highest rated games because each game for Coach K is do or die, and it could be his last one. It's a lot behind all of this, and I'm excited because Duke is my squad. I don't know if they're gonna be my squad going forward because, I mean, all I know is Coach K. So we'll see what happens down the line because Coach K is people that he somehow got them kids in there that can shoot with the grades too. So he's got a lineage of athletes that made it to the league that are great. And you know, a lot of people aren't signing on that dotted line without Coach K, where they could be going to UNC. So shout out to Coach K. I definitely want to give big ups to him, and I'll be rooting. I'll be wearing some form of blue on Saturday.
Which kind of blue? Because they both blue, light blue, dark.
No, Duke blue. Come on, man. You quit playing with me. I told you Duke. I told you I rock with Duke. You don't ask for blue. You know what I'm rocking.
Joe hates Jordan, so you know you rocking with Duke blue.
Well, add fuel to the fire. Absolutely. You can add that part too.
But the history of this game, Joe, Michael Jordan, James Worthy, Grant Hill, Duke, North Carolina. This is what it's meant to be. North Carolina beat Coach K his last home game. He gave that big speech at the end talking about this ain't who we are. We gonna show you who we are. And now you play him in the Final Four. I said the only way it could be better if they play UNLV in the championship. But UNLV ain't good no more.
Yeah, that would have been dope if that could have been the final revenge. That would have been pretty cool. But that's not the case. We got what we got.
And I'm excited. North Carolina, Duke, always a good time. You know it's gonna be rocking. I think they're in New Orleans. You know.
Yep, it's in
You know that's gonna be popping. They both Southern school too.
And that whole weekend gonna be lit.
Final Four.
I wish y'all would pay us so we could be down there live. So man, make sure that y'all like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. We're trying to grow the sports channel. I know it's probably gonna be our slowest growing channel, but it is what it is. And we're gonna keep grinding it out. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Unico, any last words to the people? Where can they find you?
UnicoWilliams.com. Now I'll take you to right here where you need to be.
Yeah, and all the other channels. We got content channel coming soon. We got some stuff for that. Gonna be a real good time. Of course, you know the podcast. We grinding that. Only day we don't be on there is probably Monday and Tuesdays. But I might even do a show then if something big happened like what happened last night. But we done all the time grinding. We gonna keep this grind up. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Like and subscribe. Keep stumping. Something amazing happen. Peace.
Peace.